Thank you, Chairman Tonko. Obviously, as you said, we're marking up three important public health measures that will address pressing issues in communities across the nation, and those are crumbling drinking water infrastructure, lack of access to affordable drinking water, and PFAS contamination. The first bill, the Aqua Act, H.R. 3291, authored by you and by yourself and myself, would provide significant federal funding to revitalize our nation's drinking water infrastructure and replace lead service lines nationwide. As part of his American Jobs Plan, the president has called for an investment of $111 billion in our nation's water infrastructure, and the Aqua Act answers that call. And these investments can create good-paying jobs, protect public health, and strengthen communities. Drinking water infrastructure has long been an area of strong bipartisan agreement in this committee. After all, access to safe drinking water is a necessity, but unfortunately, millions of Americans can't trust the water coming out of their taps, and that's unacceptable and should garner bipartisan support for change. Several key components of this bill, including the extensions of important drinking water programs such as the state revolving fund, water resiliency, school drinking water, and tribal water programs, reflect bipartisan or Republican proposal. And that's true also when it comes to the creation of a new program to replace lead service lines. And I hope that will help produce bipartisan support today. In particular, I hope we can build bipartisan support for the provisions in the Aqua Act that would strengthen our drinking water standards and improve EPA's ability to set those standards. Members of this subcommittee know all too well that almost all of our drinking water standards were set before the 96 amendments to the statute. The ones set since have all been established under special statutory provisions, meaning the EPA has not managed to complete the general standard setting process under the Safe Drinking Water Act in 25 years. So I hope we can all agree that's a problem, and this bill offers a solution. And I look forward to a constructive dialogue on these changes as we move forward. The second bill, H.R. 3293, the Low-Income Water Customer Assistance Program, is a bipartisan bill led by Representatives Lisa Blunt Rochester and Congressman Katko. It would create permanent assistance programs to help low-income customers pay their drinking water and wastewater bills. The program would be similar to the Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program known as LIHEAP, which helps low-income customers pay their energy bills. And as you know, the COVID-19 pandemic brought attention to the need for this assistance, but frankly, the need was before the pandemic and will be there long after the pandemic ends. And a permanent program will be a safety net for low-income customers and the water systems that serve them. The bill enjoys broad stakeholder support, and I look forward to advancing it through the subcommittee today. And the last bill, Chairman Tonko will consider is H.R. 2467, the PFAS Action Act, and that was the product of robust work in this committee and the subcommittee last Congress. It passed the House last year on a strong bipartisan basis, and I'm pleased that it is being led by two important members of the committee, Representatives Dingell and Upton, and I look forward to continuing that bipartisan support as we move forward and hopefully send it to the president's desk. And just a little bit on PFAS contamination. It is being found across the country, and this bill will establish comprehensive regulations to prevent, remediate, and remove the contamination. It will also mean safer products, safer air, and safer drinking water. And again, I want to thank the members of the subcommittee on both sides of the aisle who have made protecting drinking water and addressing PFAS contamination a priority. We look forward to today's markup and to advancing these bills because they will better protect public health, revitalize our infrastructure, and create jobs. And so thank you again to you, Mr. Chairman, the ranking member, and all those that are involved with these three bills. I don't know if I mentioned Congresswoman Dingell, but she's been working on this PFAS issue for a long time. Good to see you, Debbie. I yield back.